Yes, I suppose I'm audible and visible to everyone. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I'm good.
So the previous class we started a revising new chapter, that is the data handling. So data handling, basically it was concerned with the collection of data and presenting in the form of a graph. Graph can be of different types, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
and in a graph you'd be using symbols also in some cases. For example, bars, right? Now we have pie charts also, another way of representing data. We have pie chart, we have
Yes, sir.
pictograph. So here are some examples of pictographs. For example, number of trees, how many number of apple trees are there, peach, guava, pear, etc. In the form of figures they are being shown here. Then looking at the second figure, different months are given here, and each sun represents 4 days here. So in the January month, how many days were sunny? Right now, so in January there were how many days were sunny? Do tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then multiplied by 4. Right now, because each one represents 4 days. So it means कि 5 into 4, yani कि 20 days in January were sunny. Right now, how many days in March were sunny? Yes. Guys, just hold on for 1 minute. Okay, now I have a delivery. I have to just pick up the call of the delivery boy. Okay,
Yes,
now?
sir.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do tell me, in the month of March, how many days were sunny?
Sir, it would be a 6 into 4, which is 24.
That is 24. And then in May,
Yes, sir.
and then in May, how many days were sunny?
Sir, 3 into 4, which is 12.
That is 12, right now. So like this, you can represent the data. And then you tell me in the third figure, that is also an example of a pictograph. And here, look at this. One baseball represents 3 students. So, okay, this simply ball represents 3 students. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
how many students like basketball? 3 into
Sir,
3.
3.
That is 9 students. Getting it,
Yes, sir.
Ahmed? So that is also very simple. Bar graphs we have already studied in the previous chapter also. Using the help of bars, we were representing data. Notice that there are gaps between the two bars, gaps, and the
Yes,
height
sir.
is corresponding to the abscissa or the ordinate. The value
Sir,
of the
the ordinate.
height. So the height of the bars gives the value on the ordinate, that is on the y-axis.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And then you have the double bar graph also. So when you will be having two datas, right now, for example, here data
Sir, for
name of,
comparison.
for comparison, very good. Right now, so the name of students are given here: Paul, Sinha, Winsta, Arjun, John, and these are the marks they obtained in test number 1 and test number 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So who obtained the maximum marks in this test? Can you guys tell me? In test number 1, who obtained the maximum marks?
Sir, Arjun.
Arjun. Right, Ahmed? More than 60. We can say it is somewhere between somewhere 65 hona chahiye, right now. You can
Yes,
see
sir.
it is corresponding to 65. And in test number 2, who has scored the least? Scored
It would be
least.
Sneha. Sinha.
It would be Sinha. Right now, Ahmed? Okay, now. And who performed best in both the tests?
Sir, Arjun.
Arjun, in both the tests, he has got maximum marks. Okay, no? Then there's tally marks, which you all must have studied in, since class 3, 4. You must have studied about tally marks. So these are
Yes, sir.
used to represent and count data, right? Now, so
Yes, sir.
number one means one vertical line, two vertical lines, three, four. Then five, you will be drawing four vertical lines, right?
Cross.
And from
Yes,
the
sir.
fourth to the bottom of the first, you will be crossing it. As simple
Yes,
as
sir.
that, nothing too complicated about it. Then studying about organizing data. So any data which is available in the unorganized form is called as raw data. कोई सी भी डेटा हमारे पास है वो unorganized form में, उसे हम raw data कहते हैं. For example, look at this one here. This is a raw data. Is it organized?
No, sir.
No. Ahmed, you getting it or not? So that is called as raw data. So raw data is then arranged in a systematic manner to make it meaningful, which is called the presentation of data. इसे हम arranged करते हैं groups में.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no? So that is called as presentation of data. And here we are going to study about the frequency distribution table. Okay, no? Which you
Yes,
will
sir.
be using to draw histogram. So there are some terms related to data organizing. एक unorganized data है हमारे पास, which is also called as raw data. This is a raw data. So we need to organize it. By the
Yes,
way,
sir.
both of you turn your cameras on in the class. So we need to organize it. So
Yes, sir.
there are few terms you should be familiar with. For example, frequency. So that is telling
Yes,
you
sir.
the number of times a particular quantity repeats itself. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Then what is frequency distribution table? So in frequency distribution table, you have the given
Class
number of,
interval, frequency, and tally marks.
exactly, very good, right now. So you would be having the outcomes, you would be having the tally marks, you would be having the observations. Basically frequency, tally marks, and हमारे पास class interval होगा.
Yes, sir.
So hope that is clear. So grouping data, when you will be having a large number of quantities which need to have, which need to group the observation and then make the table, such a table is called a grouped frequency distribution table.
Yes, sir.
So see some more terms further, like for example class interval की हमने बात की थी. So when you will be having all the observations which are classified in several groups according to their size, then these groups are called as class interval. Have a look
Yes,
at
sir.
this image, for example. Class boundary that is not related, so just I'm canceling that. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
So look at, there were some observations. एक raw data था. Suppose in this format you were having some raw data. ये unorganized form
Yes,
में
sir.
हमारे पास एक raw data है. Now what we did now, we made groups from it. I'm not
Yes, sir.
referring to this data to understand this figure here. Suppose कुछ raw
Yes,
data
sir.
रहा होगा. For example, it would have been like 8, 9, 11, 17, 22, 12, 13. Like this, you had a raw data. Getting it, guys? So you
Yes, sir.
arrange them in adequate groups, right now. So
Yes,
like
sir.
this, you have made groups. Also, now the question comes, how do we make the class interval? So thereby you had to look at the least values and you have to look at the maximum value. For example, the
Yes, sir.
values were like this. For example, 1 was also in it, 2, 3, 4 ये numbers भी थे. And the maximum
Yes, sir.
number in this was, let's say, 40. So thereby you would start taking observation from 0 to 10. 0 to 10 के बीच में कितने observations हमारे पास आ रहे हैं, right? Then you would be making it
Yes,
like
sir.
10 to 20, 20 to 30. Getting it now? So that
Yes, sir.
is class interval. And notice, if you remember, I told you about the lower limit and upper limit. 0 is the lower
Yes, sir.
limit, 10 is the upper limit. यानी कि minimum number, that is lower limit.
Low limit.
Maximum number in the class interval,
Upper
that is
limit.
called as the upper limit. So like this, you can see it here. Okay. Then question is, what is the class size? Class size is nothing but the upper limit minus lower limit.
Difference.
यानी कि 10 minus 0, that is 10. 20 minus
Yes, sir.
10, that is 10. So it is nothing but the difference between upper limit and the lower limit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no? And then what is class mark? Class mark is nothing but you find the average of the two. 0 plus 10 upon 2, that is 5. 10 plus 20 upon 2, that is 15. So you are basically finding the mid value. Mid value हम find कर रहे हैं. Class
Yes,
mark
sir.
is the mid value. Getting it ना? Like अगर मैं बात करता हूँ between 10 and 20, what is the mid value? 15.
15.
It is 5, 25, and then
Yes,
35,
sir.
which you have find out here. So these were the different terminologies associated with frequency distribution table. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Ahmed, you getting it now? And don't get confused about width. Width is nothing but the size. इस size की हम बात कर रहे हैं. Okay ना? यानी कि width remains constant here, no? 10, 10, 10, and 10. Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
So width will always remain constant in this case. Any confusion or any doubt in this, please do let me know. Because if you will be having doubts here, then you won't be able to solve the questions. Yes, please do let me know. Now, for example, Ahmed, there is a list of marks of 40 students in a school. Now, you are required to arrange this in grouped frequency distribution table. ठीक है? ये 40 students के marks given है class में. किसी भी subject पे marks given होंगे, let's say. So now look at the, first of all, हमें क्या करना है? Look at the least value and then look at the maximum marks obtained by the
Yes,
students.
sir.
What was the minimum marks obtained by the student here?
27.
That is 27, right, Ahmed? And the maximum marks is?
78.
That is 78.
78.
Here it is 78. And here you have 27. Okay, no? So then the question comes कि what is the appropriate class interval? हमें appropriate class interval यहाँ पे क्या लेना चाहिए? So you can start it from here. 20 to
Like
30.
27 to 37.
No, it has to be in terms of tens. Tens के form में होने
Oh,
चाहिए.
okay.
Tens,
Yeah.
20s, 30s like this. Okay, na? So 20 to 30. Then 30 to 40. Like this you will continue. Up to where? Up to 70 to 80 you can continue. Okay, na? So look at this one. What we have done here, we have made the class interval starting from 20 to 30, then 30 to 40. इस तरह से हमने शुरू किया. Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no? Okay. And then you can see like tally marks is also shown here, but usually tally marks is not that much important, but still we draw that. Okay, no? Then the frequency of the students. Now, do tell me how many. Also, this one more important thing here. See that when you take the class interval 20 to 30, it means कि ये basically क्या है? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 7, 28, up to 29 only you're counting here, not 30. Remember this thing, this is
Yes,
very
sir.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, na? And in the second class interval, now in this one, you will start counting from 30. Ahmed, you getting it? 30, 31, 32, and up to 39 only you will count. Hope you
Yes,
guys are
sir.
able to understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, ना? So it
Yes,
means
sir.
कि upper limit up count नहीं करेंगे यहाँ पर. Okay, ना? The upper limit 30 here will be counted in the second class interval.
Yes,
And
sir.
then again यहाँ पर upper limit 40 will not be counted in this class interval, but in the third class interval, upper limit 40 will be counted. Hope you guys are getting it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now do tell me कि how many students are there whose marks are between 20 to 30? कितने students हैं इसमें whose marks are in between 20 to 30?
So 2.
Only 2? No?
Yes, sir.
Are there not any more?
So 3, sir. 3.
एक तो ये है, this one.
Yes, sir.
This 27, this 27.
And 28. In the
This
right.
one also. This one also. There are 228s.
So
Are they
there's one more beside 27.
just here? This one. So in total, there are 5 students whose marks is in between 20 to 30. Getting it,
Yes,
Ahmed?
sir.
Arham? Okay. So now look at the tally marks. हमने 5 represent किया है यहाँ पर. Frequency is 5. Okay ना? Okay. Now then uh, also do tell me कि क्या हमने 30 को count किया है यहाँ पर? Have we counted 30 here? In the first class interval, that is in between
No,
20
sir.
to 30. We haven't
No, sir.
counted 30. Keep that in mind. If you get this wrong, your whole tally, whole frequency distribution table will be wrong. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Then do tell me कि how many students have got marks between 30 to 40. And in this, you have to count 30, right now? So first of all, 30 को हम लेंगे. And then, you guys tell me.
Sir, 35.
45, no, 45 is above
So
40.
35.
35. Hmm.
Yes,
Ahmed,
sir.
you also,
37, 39.
37, 39. Hmm. Are there any other
Sir,
values on this?
yes, sir.
Hmm.
On the top row, fourth one.
This one, no? And this one also, 33 here,
So also
right?
37. Top row,
37,
fourth one.
top row, fourth one.
Fourth.
Which one you are referring to? Okay, this one, I think. Hmm. Okay, this one you are referring to.
Yes,
Top.
sir.
So count how many of them, how many we have circled with the orange
7,
color.
sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
7.
8, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, see.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I suppose this one, this much, right? So
Yes, sir.
notice the frequency is 8 here. Getting it, guys? Similarly,
Yes,
you
sir.
can go on and on. Now 40 to 50. Now do tell me, okay, 40 was there. 40 यहाँ पे
Yes, sir.
already था. But in the second class interval, did I counted that?
No, sir.
Ahmed, you also answer this. क्या हमने count किया है? Obviously no. Because the reason we already studied that. Now 40 to
Yes, sir.
50, do tell me. 40 to 50. First of
So
all,
40,
40.
43. Last one. 43.
First of all, let's have a look at this 44. Then this 43.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
no?
And beside 28. The green 48,
This
44.
the 44. And then in between these two
45.
28s also 44. This 45. This
46, 42.
46. This 42 also. And
44
then
also.
this 44 also. Right now, count how many of
Yes, sir.
them we have circled. How many we have circled?
Um, 8, sir.
Right now, and you no, there's one more we have left. I think. Have we left any of them?
So it is 9. It is 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you missed counting one. Like this, you
Yeah.
can see that you are writing down the frequencies also. So frequency is the number of occurrence, right now.
Yes, sir.
How many students have got marks between 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, like this. And you can calculate the total frequency also, that is 40. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
40. And this 40 will always be equal to the total number of students in the class. यानी कि
Yes, sir.
40 students in class में. So sum of all the frequency is equal to the total number of students here.
Yes,
Hope
sir.
you guys are getting it. Okay,
Yes,
no?
sir.
So the remark was about this thing. This thing has to be kept in mind, which one you don't have to count here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then similarly, there's another question: a jar containing beads of different colors, red, green, blue, black, and yellow. Okay, now
Yes,
are
sir.
given are there. And to know the exact number of beads of each particular color, we need to classify them and classify the beads into categories like this. So this is all about the frequency distribution table. So the
Yes, sir.
purpose of the frequency distribution table is to summarize the values and their frequencies. क्या values हैं उनके क्या frequencies हैं,
Yes, sir.
what the values are and what the frequencies are. So that is the purpose. So it's a kind of tool which is helping you to organize the data, and it makes us easy to understand the given information.
Yes, sir.
Okay, na? Then comes histogram. So basically it is also the bar graph. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
But यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है ना कि you get to see the bar graph first. One is the example of a bar graph. The second one is an example of a bar graph or not. The second one is
So it is a histogram.
it's a histogram. All right, it's a histogram. And in this histogram, the reading class interval has started from 0 to 10, 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Right now?
Yes, sir.
So you can see that in the case of a bar graph, there is a gap between the bars. While in the case
Yes,
of
sir.
histogram, there is no gap between the bars. Both of you getting
Yes,
this
sir.
thing? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ahmed, you getting it or not? So basically the bar graph of the grouped frequency distribution or continuous class interval is called as histogram. So that is an histogram. Also on the abscissa, what have we represented it? Yani ki, I mean to say on the x-axis, what have we represented?
X-axis.
We have
So the
represented
class intervals.
class interval. So always keep that in mind. In a histogram on x-axis, you always represent class interval.
Yes, sir.
Okay, have a look at this question. The following table gives the lifetime of 400 neon lamps. Neon lamps, understand? Neon lamps.
Yes, sir.
We need to draw the histogram for the given data here. So there are 14 lamps which has got a lifespan of 300 to 400 hours. It means it will glow for this much of time. Similarly, different
Yes,
types
sir.
of lamps and their lifespan is given here. So here we have grouped them. Okay, na grouping हमने already कर लिया. And this is basically nothing but frequency.
Yes, sir.
This is the frequency, and this is the class interval, right?
Yes, sir.
And where have we started the class interval from?
So from 0.
From 300, no? From 300 we
300.
start
Yes,
here,
sir. There's a jack line.
right? Exactly, right now until 1000. So look, you guys do tell me ki how many lamps have got a how many lamps have got a lifespan between 500 to 600?
So 600. 66.
Between
60.
between 50 to 60? Exactly, we can't say because here it is not exactly corresponding to this one, but let's just say कि 60 हो रहा है ये. Let's say it is
So
corresponding
it should
to
be about
60.
the right one, right?
Okay, okay, this one, no? This
Yes,
one,
sir.
this one, right. Okay, no? So that is 60. 60 lamps are having a lifespan of between 500 to 600 hours. So like this you can
Yes, sir.
see. And then like histogram will also be having different shapes. Histogram के भी कई सारे shapes हो सकते हैं. For example, if you get a histogram like this, in which the bars are like this. So that is called as a bell-shaped histogram. इसे हम bell-shaped histogram कहते हैं, in which there is a one bar which is the highest peak of the histogram.
Yes,
Right
sir.
now, so that kind of
Yeah.
looks like a bell-shaped histogram. Getting it now? There
Yes,
is
sir.
skewed histogram also, but that is not very much relevant here. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the interval does not start from 0, we will be putting a zagged line. Zagged line is like this. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then comes the pie chart, which you guys have already studied in the previous class also.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
no? So with the help of a pie chart, we can represent different sets of information in the form of percentages, right?
Yes, sir.
Also, the amount of angle that will be for different type of things will also be differing here. right now.
Yes, sir.
So for example, the composition of milk is given as follows here. Lactose is found, 37% of lactose is found in milk. Fat is
Yes, sir.
31%, mineral, protein, TEIN, protein, right now. So that is the composition of the milk. And in fact, milk is the wholesome food. I mean to say, milk consists of different type of vitamins, different type of, or almost all
Yes,
type
sir.
of nutrients are there in the milk. Then what are the steps required for creating a pie chart? Because if you are required to create a pie chart, it's not like you will just draw a circle and randomly assign the sectors to different
So first
info
we have to
things.
draw a circle, and then we have to take the midpoint, and then we have to take so the
Mhm.
total number will be the denominator into 100
See, something you are saying which is related to it.
upon
Let's
360
understand it.
into 100.
Upon 360 into 100, right? That is correct. And that will give you the percentage angle of it. Okay, no?
Yes,
See,
sir.
in order to understand this thing, first of all, you guys tell me, like, what do you mean by sector? Sectors in a circle. What do you guys understand by this?
So
Sector,
the whole
arc.
area taken by the lactose is one circle sector.
Hmm, correct, correct. Okay, no? So see, hmm. So dude, look at this one. That is the center of the circle, and these are the
Yes, sir.
radius of the circle. These are the two radius, and this is the arc. This is called as the arc. You guys know this, right? So
Yes, sir.
the area enclosed by two radius and an arc, that is called as sector. इसे हम sector कहते हैं. Getting it now?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now. So thereby you also know this one more thing, that each sector here will be representing the different sets of information, also showing the percentage of different data,
Yes, sir.
right? So have a look at this question first. Let me just erase this percentage, that is not relevant. See, for example, there are different items on which how much amount has been spent is given. For example, 30 rupees was
Yes, sir.
spent on watching movie, 50 on book, and 40 on food. So total amount spent was how much?
So um, so it is
Please,
120.
120,
Yes,
right,
sir.
Ahmed Arham? Okay, no. Hmm. So talking about movie. So if you were to find out how much fraction of this money was spent on movie, that is 30. So 30 upon 120, it means कि 1/4. 1/4 of this money was spent on watching movie, right? No?
Yes, sir.
और in terms of percentage, क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि 1/4 of 360 equals to 90? Huh?
Yes, sir.
If you are required to find, if you are required to represent that in the form of this, in the form of a pie chart, what you can do? कि first of all, you have known कि 1/4 of the pie chart I will be representing it for movie. 1/4 portion मैं इसे movie के लिए show करूंगा. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
But I need to
Yeah.
find the angle also, because I have to do construction. Randomly आप draw नहीं करेंगे. So you will find it
Yes,
in
sir.
terms of percentage. And in percentage, we have studied how to find percentage, right?
Yes, sir.
So given amount, that is 30, spent out of 120 rupees, multiplied 360, that is giving as 90 degree here. Getting it now? Likewise,
Yes,
you
sir.
can find it for other information for book also. 50, that is 50 upon 120 into 360, that is 150 rupees. So thereby this angle here is 150 degree. And
Yes, sir.
similarly for food, you find it out to be 120 degree. And count it, the total sum of the angles is 360 degree,
So
right? No?
360. Yes, sir.
Because we know the angle formed around the
Circle.
center, around the point is 360 degree, or the angle inside the circle is 360. Now you
Yes, sir.
have a question here. Students who were selected for ISRO visit from various states are given in the table below. Represent them in a pie chart. You guys, I suppose, will be able to do this one. Try doing
Yes.
this one. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
No need to do the construction right now. Just if you are having, you can do it, but that will take some time. Okay, no? So just show me the angles. Okay, no?
Okay, sir.
Just show me the angle.
Sir, only angles, right? No pie chart.
Just you can draw a rough pie chart. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
you can draw a rough pie chart.
So, but we have to make the angles, right?
You have to make the angles there. Okay,
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay. By the way, where is the headquarter of ISRO? Indian Space
Um,
Research Organization.
so West Bengal.
Hmm?
So West Bengal.
In West Bengal.
Yes, sir.
No, it's in Karnataka, in Bengaluru.
Oh,
Okay, now.
yes, sir. So, but in that movie, it told that it was in Karnataka.
Karnataka. Bengaluru is in Karnataka.
Sorry. Sir, West Bengal, sorry.
In West Bengal. No, right now the headquarters are in Karnataka right now.
So there was a movie, right? In that it told.
Okay, okay. On Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Sarabhai.
No, sir. It was some mission thing.
Okay, okay.
It's a Mars thing.
Mars.
They
Okay,
went to Mars, the movie.
okay. We'll have to look into it. Not entirely sure about it. Okay, now,
Like,
by the
sir,
way,
it was, yeah.
headquarters in Bengaluru.
Sir, that Mission Mangal.
Mission Mangal.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I heard of that movie, Mission Mangal. Mission Mangal. Who made that movie, by the way? Mission Mangal. It has been recently launched. I think a year or an year ago. I think
Yes, sir, yeah.
a year ago. Who is considered as the father of Indian space program? Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Okay, na?
Sarabhai. Yes, sir.
Mhm. And uh, Chandrayaan 3's lander module was named after him. Chandrayaan
Yes,
3's
sir.
lander module was named after him. That is Vikram.
Yes, sir.
And who was Dr. Vikram Sarabhai? He was a astronomer. He was a physicist.
Yes, sir.
Right? न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट के एस्टैब्लिशमेंट में काफी कंट्रीब्यूशन इनका है इंडिया में. Okay, no? Also, you will know one more interesting thing, that many of the significant figures in the field of science, many of them went abroad to study. For example, he
Yes,
studied
sir.
from Cambridge, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai.
Yes, sir.
So people earlier, since there was no educational institutions at that time in India,
So the total number is 30, right?
and this one now, that is 30.
So then how will we find for West Bengal? It will be in decimals.
Just find that in decimal then. Ahmed, you getting it or not? How to solve this question? 7 out of 30. That is a fraction. Okay. And then you are required to find the angle also. So it is
Yes, sir.
77 upon 30 times 360.
So first,
You,
the West Bengal will be to 23.33 and recurring.
no, see, basically what you are required to do here, you are required to find the angle. So 7 upon 30, total sum is 30, na? 7 plus 6, 13,
Oh, so I took
16, 20, 30.
360.
No, it has to be
Say
7
100.
upon 30.
I took 7 upon 30 into 100.
No. So thereby it will simply be 0 will be cancelled and you will be getting 84. 84 degree.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. Is Ahmed there? Okay, Ahmed is not here in the class. By the way, ISRO is now recently it is about to launch a woman robot astronaut in space.
Yes, sir.
Vyom Mitra, I think the name is Vyom Mitra.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I'm done.
No, sir. I'm just making the pie chart, drawing the angles.
Okay. What angle you are getting for Assam?
Um, I'm 72.
72, correct. For Tamil Nadu,
36.
36, good. For Gujarat, is it 12?
120.
120. 10 upon 30. Ha, ha, ha. Correct, 120. Then for Karnataka,
48.
48.
Yes, sir.
Okay, correct. 48 degree. Okay, now.
So below 90, the number
Mhm.
should be counted from like below the smaller line, right? The smaller numbers.
Below 90.
Yes, sir. So
I'm
the
not get.
above or the
Are you asking on the protector? How do you?
yes, sir, on a protractor.
How? So on a protector now. See that is this is 90 degree. So for example, 84 degree will be somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
84. Right now. So like this will be 72.
So there are numbers above and below.
If
Above there
above,
is
for example, 120 you want to draw right now.
yes, sir.
So you have to take measurement in this side. This is 120 degree.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can start by drawing the by making the biggest angle here. Okay, now.
Yes, sir.
Aram, do one thing now. You can submit in the group after the class. You have
Yes, sir.
found out the angles now. That is okay. You can
Hmm.
send the image of that in the group after the class. Okay, now.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then we are going to talk about then probability. Okay, now. Chance
Yes, sir.
and probability. What are these things? So probability is basically telling you the degree of uncertainty, right? Or
Yes, sir.
It basically measures the likelihood that an event will occur. For example, you do a random experiment, let's say. A random experiment is an experiment for which the outcome cannot be predicted with certainty. You are not very
Yes, sir.
sure about it. For example, you throw a dice, then the result could be any number between 1 to 6.
Yes, sir.
Right now, it could be any number between 1 to 6. So that is a random experiment. Right now,
Yes, sir.
so that is a random experiment. Now, there is another thing, probability of an event. As I was telling you about, probability of an event, that will be telling the degree of uncertainty, or it basically measures the likelihood that an event will occur. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
So probability of an event can have a value from 0 to 1. Probability of an event can have a value from 0 to 1.
0 to
Getting
1.
at what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
Either
sir.
one, either basically between 0 to 1.
Yes, sir.
Read the given paragraph.
Probability is the likelihood of occurrence of an event. An event is a set of outcomes on an experiment. When the outcomes of an experiment are equally likely, the probability of an event is given by. For example, so it should be a dice, right?
Which one? Haha. It should be dice actually. DICE.
When a dice is rolled, the probability of 4 to come will be 4 upon 6, which is 2 upon 3.
Okay. So there's a formula here, but in order to understand about formula, first we need to understand about what do you mean by outcome when outcomes, right? Now? So when
Yes,
we
sir.
do an experiment, there could be different results in the experiment, right?
Yes, sir.
And these the possible results of the random experiments are called as outcomes. एक random experiment हम कर रहे हैं, okay ना? So there could be different outcomes which cannot be predicted. There could be different
Yes, sir.
results. So that is outcome. So for example, when you toss a coin, there are two possible outcomes, either a head
Yes, sir.
or either a tail, right now. So let me just write
Yes,
one
sir.
line here. When we do an experiment, there could be there could be different results. These possible results of random experiments are called as outcomes, or called as. Tomorrow, an hour before the class, I will be taking you mock test. Mock test will be available at that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
So,
exam,
how much marks?
80 marks.
Sir, how will 80 marks be in 1 hour?
In your school, the test is it of 1 hour, of 2 hour or 3 hour?
So, 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. It's of 3 hours now. So what we can do now? Okay, the test will have question from all the chapters right now.
Yes, sir.
But the number of questions which I will be giving, I will be reducing the number of questions so that you will be able to complete it in under 1 hour.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now.
Yes.
So tossing of a coin. So the possible outcomes is either head or either tail.
Yes, sir.
So that is the outcome, right? Then you have like there is equally likely outcomes can also be there, right now.
Yes, sir.
For example, if every outcome has the same possibility of occurring, if every outcome has the same possibility of occurring, see, for
Yes, sir.
example, when you throw a dice, then there is an equal chance of every number to come.
Yes, sir.
I mean to say that when you dice a when you toss a dice, now when you throw a dice now, you can either get 1,
Yes, sir.
you can either get 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, not more than that.
Yes, sir.
And there is an equal chance of occurrence of every number here, right?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
so that is then called as equally likely outcomes.
Yes, sir.
Getting it now what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes, sir.
Then talking about probability of an event. So probability of an event is basically given by this formula. Probability equals to number of chances for a particular outcome,
Yes, sir.
particular outcome upon the total number of outcomes,
Yes, sir.
total number of outcomes. For example, let's say you throw a dice right now, and you are
Yes,
asked,
sir.
someone asks you, what is the chance of getting 3 when you roll a dice? When you throw a dice, what
Sir,
is the chance of getting 3?
3 upon 6, it is 1 upon 2.
Very good. So probability of getting 6 is basically 3 upon total number of outcomes. Yani ki total number of outcomes is 6.
6.
Either 1 can come, either 2, either 3, either 4, either 5. The total outcomes is 6 in number. And you are
Yes, sir.
talking about 3. So that is 1 upon 2. So there is a 50% chance that 3 come here. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Yes, sir. It should be higher.
No,
It
no,
should
no.
be lower.
It should be lower actually. See, number of
Yes, sir.
chances for a particular outcome. Like 3 can come only once now.
Yes, sir.
सिर्फ एक बार 3 आ सकता है. Not more than that. So it is 1 upon 6 simply. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
So that is the probability here. Okay. Similarly for 4 it is 4 upon 6, that is 2 upon 3.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that is probability for you.
Sir, for
Okay.
4 also it should be 1 upon 6, right?
For 4, for example, when dice is rolled, the probability of 4 to come will be 4 upon 6.
Everything will be 1 upon 6.
4 upon 6, yeah. 1 upon 6, yes. It should also be 1 upon 6. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
So one we had a random experiment, and then another one is the experimental one also. Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but before we move on to that, let's do some more questions on this. Right now?
Yes, sir. Sir, I had sent you the
Just
Python.
1 minute. You have sent it to me. Good. $84, then $72. Okay, it is correct. Okay, Aram. Now, one more term is related here. What is event? What is event? So, event is nothing but each outcome or the collection of outcomes of an experiment. Event is nothing but the collection of outcomes of an experiment. Right now?
Yes, sir.
For example, if we throw a dice, then getting each outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or 6, these are called as events. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Or for example, when you are throwing a dice, what is the probability
Yes, sir.
that you will be getting an odd number? Let me just
Sir,
write this one.
it should be 2 upon 6.
No, not 2 upon 6. Like what are the odd numbers you're getting? 1, 3,
And
and
3.
5. There are total 3
Yes,
odd
sir.
numbers
Also
now,
5.
right?
1 upon 2.
So that is 3 upon 6, यानी कि 1 upon 2. Getting it now? So the probability of getting an odd number when you throw dice is 1 upon 2. So event is what? Event is nothing but each outcome or collection of outcomes, you can say. If there are different outcomes, you will be having collection of outcomes. If there's only one outcome, simply it is a one outcome. So each
Yes, sir.
outcome or collection of outcomes, okay, na, of an experiment is called an event. Hope it is clear. So then
Yes, sir.
in this case, how do you find probability? The formula required to find probability is simply event upon number of outcomes,
Total number of outcomes.
a total number of outcomes, right? The
Yes, sir.
total number of outcomes can be 6, and here event is 3. Odd
3.
numbers came back here. All right, now.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Suppose there's a question. The question says that you are no. Suppose suppose there are numbers between 1 to 10 in a
Yes, sir.
box. There are let's say cubes on which different numbers are written. There are several cubes in it, and
Yes, sir.
in each cube one single number is written. So do tell me, what is the probability of getting a prime number
Um,
from
so the
1 to
prime
10?
numbers, one is there, and 2, 3, 5, 7.
Is 1 a prime number?
No, sir.
1 is not a prime number, no? 2 is a prime
Yes, sir.
number. Then
2, 3, 5,
3,
7.
7, right now. So
Also
what
5,
is
sir.
the 5 I have written here? 5.
Yeah, yeah. Yes,
Okay, no? So then event is how event is?
10.
No, total number of events are 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah.
Right now, 4. Total number of outcomes is 10.
10.
Getting it now? So that is 2 upon 5. So this is the
Yes, sir.
probability of getting a prime number. Cube having written prime number on it.
Yes, sir.
Getting it now? So hope you are able to understand this thing. So that is how you find the probability. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then probability of an event can have a value from, there's another statement which says that probability of an event can have a value from 0 to 1. It can have a value from 0 to 1. 2 upon 5 is
Yes, sir.
0.4,
Yes,
and
sir.
it is lying between 0 to 1. Getting it now? 1
Yes, sir.
upon 2 is 0.5, and it is lying between 0 to 1 now.
Yes, sir.
So can't we say that is this statement not true, that where have I written it here? Just let me write it somewhere. 0 to 1 I have written here right now. So note this
Yes, sir.
important thing down, Arham, that probability of an event will be between 0 to 1.
Yes, sir.
Probability of an event is between 0 to 1. Hope that makes sense. Okay. No?
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose there's a question like this. The question is that the probability that it will rain tomorrow is 0.85, meaning it is lying between 0 to 1 now. 0.85.
Yes, sir.
What is the probability that it will not rain tomorrow? How do you solve
So
such a question?
0.15.
0.15. Very good. Very good. Right now. So probability of rain not occurring is simply 1 minus 0.85. That gives you the probability that it will not rain tomorrow, that is 0.15. So in this
Yes, sir.
manner, you can find it out. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
So we see that probability of an event plus probability of not occurring of that event is always equal to 1. Right now?
Yes, sir.
So probability of an event was 0.85 now. And
Yes, sir.
probability of not event we found out to be 0.15. And both of them is equal to 1.
Yes, sir.
Right now?
Yes,
And
sir.
also, can I not write in another statement that probability of an event will be either equal to 0 or greater than 0,
Yes, sir.
right? Or it will be either equal